Hi guys, I'm Kelly with Pins and Needles Kits, and I'm here to show you what's going to be in our October kit and also to show you how to make it. So this cute little pillow cover here is what we're going to be making, because you know it's never too soon to start thinking about Christmas. I like this because it's not so in your face Christmas. It can be used all through the winter, I think. So let's show you what's in the not a box this month. We have a notion in here that was too big for our box, so you will be getting an envelope, and when you pull out the envelope you're going to be getting this great ruler. That's the Fab 5 ruler from Abbey Quilts, and it comes with a free pillow pattern. So I have modified the pattern a little bit, so you'll also be getting instructions on how to actually make the pillow cover that we will be doing today. Abbey Lane has also sent a flyer with other patterns that you can use with the ruler, and there is a coupon code on it, so that's exclusively for our subscribers. And then when you open up the tissue, you have coordinating fabrics for the front of the pillow, and then you're going to have a ½ yard of fabric, and it could be this fabric or one of the other fabrics that's on the front of the pillow to do the back. You'll have about a fat quarter left over, so you'll be able to make something else with that if you like. And then you're also going to get a zipper, thread, and a seam ripper. This is one of my most favorite seam rippers. It has a little tip on the end that once you've ripped all of your, once you open it, rip all your seams, then this is like a little eraser, and it takes out all the little stitches that are left in. So that's our little gift to you this month, and let's get started. Okay, so first off, you're going to get all of your supplies out, and you're going to take your strips and stack them all on top of each other, and we cut them about 5½ inches wide. You're going to cut this down to 5 inches, okay? So you'll cut each strip 5 inches, stack them all on top of each other. This is the back, and so you'll take half a yard, so a fat quarter, and you'll cut it in half. And I cut this down, let's see, I cut it right down the middle. Okay, you're not going to need all this, we're going to trim it up, and then you have your zipper. So we'll put this away for now, and we're going to work on the front of our pillow. Okay, so you're going to take your Fab 5 ruler, have your stack lined up on a cutting mat. I've already cut this, but I just want to show you how it works. You're going to line the top of the ruler here with the top of your fabric, and you'll slide it over until the far edge down here at the bottom lines up with the edge of the selvage or the edge of the fabric, and then you're going to rotary cut that. Then you're going to take your ruler and turn it upside down, and you'll cut the next one, okay? And you'll keep doing that up and down, all the way across. And then this last one, you'll turn it around and turn your ruler over, and you'll cut off the selvages, okay? So it's really easy to do. You have all of your 5 strips stacked up, and then we're going to bring this down here, and I'm going to show you how I laid it out. Okay, so in the pattern that they give you with the ruler, they have you mix up all the stacks. I didn't do that. I wanted to have some kind of a particular pattern, so I've separated out all my colors, and then I've laid out colors 1 through 5, and then started over again. So I have 8 lined up. The first one with the small edge at the top, and the next one with the large edge, and so you rotate back and forth until you have 8 of those. Then you can just take any of the squares or the pieces for this next part, and you want to make sure that the small top is up. Then you're going to go back and look at what is the first one there, and it's the reindeer, so I'm going to put a reindeer there, and then I'm going to put a blue one so that I have a diagonal with my pattern. And on this white fabric, it has a little bit of a print, so you just kind of have to look at it and make sure that you have it turned the correct way. Alright, the next one is the lights. So you'll be looking at what what's on the diagonal here. So the next one's going to be the tree, and then the reindeer, and then the blue. Alright, so then I'm going to just pick one of the other colors, doesn't matter which, and put that down. And then I will take a tree, one with the trees, put that down, and then my reindeer. And then the blue. And the white. And you'll just keep laying these out till you have the layout that you want with 4 rows. Alright, so I have all my pieces laid out, and I have 3 pieces left over. So depending on what order you put these in, you're going to have a few little pieces left over to play with. I wanted all mine in a diagonal, and so that's what I have. But if you want it to just be mix and match and random, you can just put it down however you like, as long as you have 8 across and 4 down. So let's get this sewn together and get busy. Alright, so you're going to be using a 1/4 inch foot or sewing a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and we're going to line up the cut edge with the edge of my foot and sew. Okay. And everything is going to be pressed to one side, so the whole row will get pressed the same way. And I'll do that when I get finished, but I usually finger press it, where I just kind of push it over with my fingers first. And you can pin if you want. I don't do a lot of pinning. And you just keep doing that till you get that row completed and pressed, and then we'll start on the next row. So I finished sewing my 4 rows together, and when I pressed them, I pressed the first row with everything, all the seam allowances going to the right, the second row with seam allowances going left, right, and left. And that just makes it easier when you're sewing them together for the seams to kind of line up with each other. So I'm going to take this one and put them right sides together. And there's really not going to be but just 1 or 2 seams that are actually going to line up with each other. So this is a pretty forgiving project. So you're going to line up your edges, and then you'll pin it and sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance down the long edge. Okay, so I have my top all sewn together now, all 4 rows, and I'm going to go and press all the seams and then take it to my cutting board, and I'm going to square it up to 17 inches by 17 inches. So you'll take it and trim it all the way around so that it's a 17-inch square. So this is Roxy. She's my little sewing room dog. She lays in here with me when I sew, and she's been in here the whole time we've been filming. Okay, so we are going to make the back. Now, the pattern is for an actual pillow, but I like to switch pillows out every season, and I hate to store pillows, so what I like to do is make a pillow cover, and that way I can zip it onto my pillow and then take it off when the season's over and put a different one on. So I'm going to show you how to turn this into just a cover, and we're going to be using a zipper, and I know that kind of scares some of you, but we're just going to be doing an exposed zipper, super easy to do. So you'll take your 2 pieces of fabric that you cut earlier, and your zipper is actually a little longer than what you need, which makes it even easier to put together because you don't have to worry about sewing around the top part of it. So you want to put your zipper right sides together with your fabric, and you'll have a little bit of zipper hanging off the top and a little bit of zipper hanging off the bottom, okay? So we'll take this, and I'm going to put a zipper foot on my machine and sew it on. So this is the zipper foot for my machine, and so when I put it on, I have to move my needle all the way over either to the right or to the left. Some machines have zipper feet that snap on, and you snap it either to the right or to the left. So it just depends on your machine. You can look in your manual and see how it works. So I'll put my foot on, and then if you look at the zipper, I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's kind of a little line of stitching that's a little heavier than the rest of it. So you want to stitch on that line or a little to the left of it so that you're close to the zipper, the teeth. So I'm going to lay this on here, and what I'm going to do is line up the left edge of my zipper foot with the teeth of my zipper and start sewing. We've got one side of our zipper sewn to one side of the pillow back. So we'll now, and then I opened it up and pressed it. You can top stitch it if you want, but there's really no need to. Then we're going to take this piece and line it up on the zipper even with the other side. And then we'll pin it and sew it. Okay, when we square this up, we want this to be 17 inches total, so it's 17 inches on the length, but on the width I need to cut it down. So if you'll measure from the center of the zipper out 8.5 inches on each side, and that will give you your 17-inch pillow back. Okay. So the easiest way to do the top is to fold it in half and line up this center seam on the line, and then you're going to cut at 8.5, and that'll cut the exact amount off the top and the bottom. You'll take the zipper foot off your machine and put your regular sewing foot back on. And we need to do a little bit of edge finishing so that our pillow top doesn't ravel. So I have my regular sewing foot on, and I switch to a zigzag stitch, and I'm going to clean finish this edge where the zipper and the fabric meet. If you'll put this underneath your foot with that cut edge right in the center, it'll sew right along that edge and encase all those raw edges. Then next we're going to go back to our straight stitch, and we're going to put our pillow and our pillow back right sides together. I'll trim all these threads here real quick. And you want to open up your zipper, because of course if you sewed it together like this you would not be able to open up your zipper. So I'm going to open our zipper about 4 inches or so and lay this on the back. I lay the back on the front, sorry, and pin it. And then we're going to sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance around, all the way around the entire pillow. When you pin it, make sure that where you have the zipper open that you've pinned it so that they're right next to each other. And you'll start sewing. And then when you get to the zipper, slow down a little bit, and you want to sew reverse back stitch several times over the zipper. That just keeps it from coming apart once you've got the pillow sewn together. If you stop with the needle in the down position, it makes it really easy to turn the corner. Next, you're going to clip your corners. It makes them easier to turn. So you'll clip off your excess zipper. So do all 4 corners, and then you will either zigzag across all the edges around the pillow, or you can use a serger if you have one to finish off the edges. So you'll zigzag all those edges, that way you can make sure that you're not going to have any your pillow coming apart. And then you're going to open up the zipper the rest of the way. Once you've zigzagged it, I'm not going to take the time to do that right now. And you'll turn your pillowcase and poke your corners out. If you have a purple thing or a point turner, it helps with those points, getting them nice and sharp. And then once you do that, you'll take it over to the iron it, stuff your pillow in, and zip it closed. And that, my friends, is your project for October.